Fields of Mistria has been a long-awaited title for many farming sim enthusiasts like me, and it is finally coming to Steam in early access. In this video, I'll be sharing my first impressions of the game so far and what you should expect from Fields of Mistria in early access. I'm going to share my experiences in my first 5 hours of gameplay, highlighting everything I know so far and everything I think you need to know when deciding if you'd like to play this game in its current early access state. We are going to be talking through the price, the storyline, the character customization, the map, the mechanics, the gameplay, so much more in this video. And thank you so much to the team at Fields of Mistria for gifting me an early key so that I could cover this game for you. While in early access, Fields of Mistria is going to be $13.99. Yeah, it's cheaper than Stardew Valley. They currently say on their Steam page that they don't have plans to increase the price at this time when it fully releases, but that could change and they'll make a final decision on that later. Either way, it seems like this game is going to stay very affordable. The main storyline in Fields of Mistria takes place a bit after an earthquake has hit and it has caused people to leave town. One of the main bridges that allowed for trading and visiting was destroyed in the earthquake, and the people of Mistria want to rebuild and revitalize their precious town. So they send out a notice to the Adventurers Guild in the capital that they are looking for someone to live for free on the empty farm in exchange for helping the town. And the person who takes up that deal is you, the player. I don't have any issues with this storyline, and in fact, it's kind of nice to see a farming sim where you're not taking over your grandfather's farm. So next, you're gonna go into the character customization upon starting the game, and the character customization follows the theme of the game and continues to have this pastel and cute art style. There are several hair options featuring short styles, medium lengths, long lengths, as well as many colors to choose from, and it seems like more hairstyles are even to be added and unlocked later on, which is true because I ended up discovering that. You can choose your player's pronouns from a list. There's they, them, she, her, he, him, she, they, he, they, and none. The game states that pets are not available at this time, but it seems like that will end up being a customizable option at the start of the game and will be added on later in development. You can also choose the shoes you wear, the outfit you wear, the skin tone, your eyes, and your eye color. Later on, I also found accessories like hats, because you can access your character's customization from the menu at any time during your gameplay. You can even unlock new hair clips, which I ended up getting strawberry hair clips, and I love it. So yeah, I think that's really a great feature because you can kind of change your look at any time, and I love it, and it's really fun to change your outfit. As we dive a little farther into the gameplay, I just want to share some important details that you should know about Fields of Mistria in early access. If you have never played an early access title on Steam, then you need to understand that early access means that you are paying to play the game while it is currently in development. This game states on their Steam page that they plan to be in early access for about a year, and being in early access means that there may be bugs, there may be game-breaking features that haven't been caught yet, there's going to be updates that change the gameplay, adding things, maybe even taking things away. Progress in your game could sometimes be messed up or changed or lost. Early access so far, in my opinion, has felt very fleshed out. It doesn't feel messy at all, but the game is unfinished, and if that is going to bother you at all, then I would wait to purchase until the full release or later on in the early access development. Another thing is that at this initial early access launch, the game has an estimated playtime of 35 to 40 plus hours in the game, and I think that is a great starting point. And there's obviously going to be more content and more updates to come later on in the early access process, but I also think it's good for you to know that there's that kind of cap to the storyline, progress, or whatever of gameplay stuff to do as you make a decision on purchasing this game in early access. Now getting back into like the gameplay and mechanics and stuff, we're gonna go into the day length. The day length might vary depending on pausing the game and cutscenes and stuff like that, but when I timed my own in-game day, it took about 19 minutes, so I'd say it's safe to say that the game days are around 20 minutes long, which I felt like was a good amount of time for me personally. I haven't seen a slider in the game to customize the day's lengths, but maybe they will add that later. I don't know. I know a lot of farming sims have been adding that. You start your day at 6 a.m. and you can stay up until 2 a.m. If you stay up past 2 a.m., you oversleep the next day and have less health and energy. Your progress saves when using the journal next to your bed or when you sleep. So I like that you can save it whether you go to sleep or not, but you do have to save from the journal in your house. Starting the game, there are some good quests that get you familiar with the lay of the land, the tools, getting to know the NPCs, and more, because one of the first quests is to meet all 22 people in the town, and these quests are helpful. They give early game tasks that help you just get to know what to do in the game before you know how to play it on your own. You start with a hoe and a watering can, and you will gain more tools in your first days as you complete quests. Some tools, like the fishing rod, can be purchased, and others, like the bug net, are unlocked through request board quests. Something else really interesting about the tools is that it seems like the watering can never runs out of water. Something that bothers me about the tools is that you cannot hold down the button to continually hit a rock or wood or whatever it is. You literally have to button mash it, which is annoying. There's also a shipping bin next to your house where you can sell your items, which is very nice. And something very interesting and unique about this game is that your farm starts with a very small area with a field where you can plant your crops. And to increase or decrease the size of your field, you must purchase the shovel. So basically, I made mine look like a heart, and it's really cute. And that's like the only area on your farm you can plant the crops. It makes your farm super customizable, and I think people are gonna go ham with this and have a lot of fun making some cool things. While we are on the topic of tools, we're gonna talk about the inventory. One of the things that bothered me so far is the inventory. It's small to start, which makes sense, and you can expand it later by purchasing a backpack. But what really bothers me, especially after just playing one of my favorite farming sims, Roots of Pacha, is that the tools take up inventory slots. They take up like almost all of the space and all of the starting space. This just feels a little bit outdated to me. It feels like a regression, like I'm going back to some older game. It shouldn't feel that way, in my opinion. And although many farming sims still do this, Stardew Valley does this, whatever, I just really like it when the tools are separate from the inventory in some way. So maybe this is something that they will consider and update as the game continues in development. Please update it. The fishing in the game is simple. You can buy the rod from the shop on the beach. You throw the line into the water when you see a fish, and once the fish latches, you press X to reel it in. Diving, you can also dive by jumping in the water, and you can jump in the water anywhere on the map. You can use it for shortcuts, but also to discover diving spots to find like clams and other items in the water. And I thought this was a really fun addition to the game. Very unique and very cool. There's also cooking. In the beginning of the game, you don't have your own kitchen, but you can use the kitchen in the inn to cook. And each recipe takes a certain amount of in-game time to cook. So for real time, it might take a few seconds, but in game time, it will bump your game up 10 minutes or whatever. So if I make sliced turnips in the game, it's going to take 10 minutes of my in-game day. You can unlock mining once you've reached the town rank of stone. You start at town rank wood, and stone rank is level 10. Every 5 levels in the mine, you can find an elevator, and that will allow you to start at that 5th level next time you enter the mine. And you can also jump in the water in the mine, jump across to otherwise unreachable areas in the mine, and so forth. And you basically just hit rocks until you find the ladder down. So very similar to a lot of farming games mining. There is combat in the mines, and when you defeat enemies, you gain currency and monster drop. So far, I only have a sword, so all I do is I try to slash them. And yeah, I haven't experienced too much with the combat yet. The map in the game. The map is large and it is separated by area, and you can page through those areas. It does take some time to get used to, but like any game, I feel like you'll get the hang of it as time moves on. The map also shows the NPCs' locations, which is very, very helpful, and I am so glad that they included that feature. There is a request board, like I mentioned very briefly, and you will unlock this early on in the game. The request board will help you earn money, equipment, and renown, and you can find your quests in your menu as well. There is also a bin next to the request board where rewards will be dropped for you to pick up from the quests that you do, so make sure you have the inventory space to pick those things up when you go to the chest. Purchasing items is really cool because the shops are always open and you don't need somebody there in order to purchase it. I went at like 10 p.m. and no one was there and I just could buy something, so it's really cool. It seems like the doors are always unlocked. For building barns and animal huts and whatever, you can purchase the blueprints from the carpenter, and then you will need to gather the materials and then make the barn or coop yourself, which I thought was really interesting. I haven't gotten to that yet in the game, but I'm very excited and I'm saving up my coins, so I'm hopefully gonna be able to get that soon and maybe get a strawberry cow. That would be amazing. Renown is a feature in the game that helps improve the town rank. Towns that have a higher town rank receive more popularity and also more support from the capital. You gain renown from doing your daily tasks, farming, fishing, mining, and more. Museum. The museum is really cool, and donating items also helps gain renown for the town, which helps improve the town's rank, and you can also gain money and rewards for completing collections. The museum is set up in a way that kind of feels like the bundles in Stardew, but it's a museum, and you can donate almost all new items that you acquire, but not all of them. You can check each item to see if it has the museum symbol next to it or not, to see if you've already donated it, if you need to donate it, or if you don't need to donate it at all, and that saves you from making the trip over to the museum to check, because you can just check in your menu. Crafting. At the start of the game, you can use the crafting station near town square to make fences, furniture, and more. You can also craft at the carpenter's house. The Guardian of Mistria is very interesting. On your farm, there is a statue of the Guardian of Mistria who looks like a dragon. This is where you can purchase skill perks using essence. Essence is something you earn as you progress in the game through activities like farming, fishing, mining, and more. And yeah, it's basically a skill points, skill tree system. You can also find another Guardian in the mine and upgrade skill perks there. I think they might just be the mining ones in there. I can't really remember right now. NPCs. There are 30 plus NPCs in the game, and they're all very good looking. Their outfits also change with the seasons, and additional NPCs come to town on Saturdays for the market, and I think that opens up once you repair the bridge. There is also romance in this game. There are 12 romanceable candidates, and you can marry any of them that you choose, but not yet, because heart progression past 4 hearts has not been added yet, but will be added in future updates, and obviously that means that you can't marry anybody in the game yet. There are a few things I have not experienced in the game yet, which are magic spells. You can see magic spells in the trailer where you can grow your crops automatically and things like that. I haven't experienced that in my gameplay just yet. I also haven't experienced taking care of animals yet. I don't have my barn yet. I'm working on that, and I'm very excited for that. And there's probably a host of so many things I haven't experienced just yet, but I hope this video has helped you look at the game and learn some things that maybe you didn't know yet, and help you consider if you should buy this game or not. Overall, the game has a super fun gameplay loop, and there is so much to discover. I feel like the pacing of the game is very good. I feel a sense of reward as I'm getting things done. Quests aren't too difficult, and when I got stuck in a quest, the NPC actually randomly told me, oh hey, this is where you would find that item, which was really helpful. There just seems to be something new and exciting to discover all the time that makes the game feel full and fresh. I don't want to go into everything because I want it to be a surprise for you, but I hope that you'll check out this game because it is a super affordable price with tons of content to experience already, up to 40 hours. So that's it for this video. Hopefully I'll see you in my next YouTube video. Bye!